All right, welcome to Surf Strong Fitness pre-surf ramp. Start out with some of these familiar poses from yoga, go into a downward dog. You're really just trying to focus on what's going on in your shoulder, through your lower back as you transition through. She used the Hindu push-up up into a cobra. Don't force any of these things. Don't make your hips go all the way to the ground. Don't go through your mid back all the way unless you can get there. It's a progression. Sequence back into child's pose. You're trying to look for nice even flow between things. As you go through this part right here, is going into the front view of the child's pose. You're really trying to look to then transition to open your shoulders up. Obviously it's so intense on your shoulders that if you go and just start paddling and getting too much activity before your shoulders are really ready, it can wreak havoc on your session. So she's leaning to one side, really trying to kind of, without demanding too much on her shoulders, she's trying to sequence through, open them up a little bit more. Through this whole sequence, you're breathing nice and deep from the bottom of your belly. Opening up through a windmill here. Anybody that's familiar with foundation training would recognize this motion, which obviously is also based on some yoga postures. This is really about opening up the hips, being able to get that sight line as you move through. So picture yourself moving down the wave and sequencing, being able to smoothly transition rotational strength. So much of that comes from mobility. So in this side lunge, one of the key pieces of this is her hands are down, but she's not bearing weight on her shoulders that very much. It's really into low body. She's keeping her hip back, which keeps her knee back behind her toe. She opened up through there. She rotated her trail leg, which allows you to open up the hips in a different way. Same thing, you're breathing deep from here. Really try to challenge your breath. Pre-oxygenate before that session. Now we're coming up into a tree pose here. Not only is your vision should be out about 6 to 8 feet, which allows you to get some peripheral vision, but still keep your sequencing in there. One of the key things for this is so much of it is ankle stability and warming that proprioception up through your feet before you get on your first wave. Obviously, we're mimicking a paddle here in a standing posture, but it'd be similar to the posture you'd be prone on your board. Just really trying to open up the shoulders. Again, don't force anything. Don't demand too much range of motion if your shoulder's not ready for it. Trying to relax through your shoulders too. A lot of times we kind of tense up in our shoulder blades. Just really trying to get nice fluid motion before you're really bearing any weight or you're demanding too much on that paddle. If you're trying to paddle out and you're getting through waves and waves are hitting you, you're gonna paddle. So try to prep before you get there. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you in the water.